broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yeah. Oh, man. Here we are. We're back again. Thanks for coming back, AfterBuzzers, for another Star Wars Rebels After Show. If you haven't already done so, we need you to subscribe because we got another episode after this, and it's going to be good.
Join the Rebel Alliance. Subscribe to AfterBuzz.
This episode was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This last one, this one, and next week. Oh, my God. The teaser that you were sending out earlier, Megan. Oh, so good. And that's why you gotta follow us and subscribe to us, because we're constantly sending out any updates that we know, we find, that we see. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud. You can follow me on Twitter at Dillon Chance. You can follow my lovely co-hosts over here. Why don't you tell them where they can follow you guys?
I'm Megan. You can follow me on Twitter at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can follow me on Twitter at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. And if you want to join in the conversation, if you're watching live on AfterBuzzTV.com, our hashtag is ABTVRebels. Tweet us live while we're watching, tweet us afterwards, and we will get back to you.
Yes, please. Leave us any ideas, comments, whatever thoughts you have.
Fan art, too. Fan art is great.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we try to reply to, as much as we can when we see it. We all have to have day jobs here, so
keep circulating
sometimes
the tapes.
It gets busy, but we try. But okay, so guys, what do you guys think about episode 12, Rebel Resolve?
This is where I would make dying whale noises, but I think that would blow out the audio levels.
Please don't do that.
Yeah. No dying whale noises tonight, please.
I don't need that in my life.
Too bad.
Megan?
I really thought it was a great follow-up
Yes.
to what we had, because there was so much dread after the last episode, and it flowed together perfectly with that, especially just that opening with the credits, where we actually see the Star Wars Rebels logos and there's no music.
No music, quick. It's like, boom.
It tells you it's like that normal triumph. It's like, no, this is not a triumphant time.
We don't have time for that. We gotta get to business.
Yeah, and it's great setup for stuff that I'm sure is going to happen later.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later, but great setup. It was a great part 2 in what is a 3-part story.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Tarkin was back. We got a little extra Tarkin there.
Yeah, and they didn't skip out on being dark.
No.
My gosh, for kids.
At least no one got decapitated this time around.
Not this time.
Yeah, that's true. We have yet to go back up to that level, but I'm sure
No
we will.
decapitations, only torture.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Better?
Step up?
Okay, well, they didn't show the needle going in, so I'll give them that.
Well,
We don't want to know where that needle goes in.
There was a lot
It's
of
long.
steam coming off of Kanan.
we'll get to the torture scene.
Yeah,
in a minute.
we'll talk about it.
All right, so first off, we come back. Last episode, Kanan sacrificed himself so the rebels, our other rebel friends, could get away. And Tarkin took him in. They blew up a communications tower so that they could make sure they're not broadcasting anything off world. But Ezra and the crew just got a message off, so they just got it off, and then so they were a little too late with destroying the tower because they got their message through. But they can't broadcast anything else. But they still, you got the first one. It's pretty good. So anyway, so we pick back up on that story. And this is kind of a fun scene at the very beginning. We have Ezra and Sabine and Zeb and Chopper. Pretty much everyone but Hera, because she's obviously flying around waiting for them to come call her to the rescue, like always. And they hijack a walker, which is awesome.
Those are always fun.
The ATSTs.
Yes, and they start just causing chaos through the streets. And Chopper is actually trying to get in there and find out where Kanan is. And then we come to find out that because they blew up that mass communications tower, that there is no like network, and they're having to find other ways to send their signals around, but he can't do it from the machine, so they at a loss. Their idea of stealing this, getting the message or getting the communications report or whatever they were looking for is gone. So now they're like, what do we do?
They basically blew up their router. So
Yeah.
they have to connect with Ethernet cables if they want to get in anywhere.
Right, exactly. Or carry everything over on USB drives.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
Got to get an external.
right.
But can I just say I really liked how well done this scene was, because it gave us a lot of comedic relief that was, again, much needed after
Oh, yeah.
last week. But it wasn't kind of gimmicky. Like, it was still, this whole scene served a point and pushed the plot forward. And all of the characters, I think most importantly, were still deadly serious
Yes.
about what they were doing.
Right. Even Chopper showed a little more seriousness than he usually does, because when they were about to like explode, he was still trying to figure something out, even though they knew it wasn't working. Chopper stayed behind, was like, because he really wants to save Kanan, and Zeb had to go back for him.
Well, and this is one of Chopper's only roles in the team.
Yeah.
Plug in, do the thing.
Right.
And he was not able to do the thing. And it's like, I want to help.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help. Guys.
It's just different though, because usually Chopper's kind of like, I don't care, whatever. Oh, it doesn't work, whatever. Drives
Chopper
away.
wants you to
But,
get off his lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the grumpy old man that's like, I got to do what? Ugh, okay. But yeah, it's so different to see him genuinely caring
Yeah.
about especially because, you know, he almost shut the door on Kanan a couple episodes ago.
Get in
And
there.
So it really, it's kind of moving to actually see him care that much.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves him.
He's like, you kids get off my lawn. No, wait, come back.
No, I didn't mean
I didn't really want you to go.
Don't you want your Frisbee back? I
So-
still have it.
Hera picks him up. They go back. They're all on the ship trying to figure out what to do. And Hera has a little meeting with Fulcrum. We get to see Fulcrum there. So what are you guys thinking about Fulcrum? Because there was all kinds of crazy speculation going on the internet this week about Fulcrum, because we thought we would find out a little bit more about Fulcrum, which we did not. All we saw was a hooded hologram figure.
You were expecting this episode to contain answers?
Which is what
Really?
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
But I remember you sent out a tweet
Yeah.
that you were worried that this kind of debunks your Ahsoka theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I forgot that there was an episode on the Clone Wars where Ahsoka actually, through like some crazy force vision that she has, sees herself in the future. I think it's a force vision. Maybe she's on some kind of drugs. I don't know. Either way.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, whatever. But she sees like a future version of herself and actually talks to a future version of herself. So you kind of get to see what an adult Ahsoka would look like. And Ahsoka's race, she is a Torgruda, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Neither of us are about to correct you.
She's a Torgruda, and Torgruda have Liku like Twi'lek, but they also have the little horn-esque things that come up from their Liku, and those are called Montraws. So obviously, if she put a hood on, and in the Clone Wars, many times she wears a hood, you see the little pokey thing coming up, because how are you going to hide that? Fulcrum does not have those.
No.
Who's to say that we don't have multiple people that all go as Fulcrum?
Right.
Who's to say that there
That's-
aren't half a dozen Fulcrums
That's
and
true.
she's speaking through them all?
That's true.
That just means that it's not her on the thing and they didn't
Right.
want to give it away
Yeah, sure.
in season 1.
It wouldn't be the first time the Star Wars franchise has had one character and everybody's like, yeah, that's the character, all right. And
Yeah.
then it turns out the other
Lol
character
JK.
yeah, the other character was actually hiding in plain sight.
Right. I said the same thing. I was talking to some of my friends at work, and I said the same thing. It could just be someone standing in, speaking the message. It could be someone pulling a Padme from
That's what I was
Episode
talking
1.
about. Yeah.
where they switched out.
Body doubles.
Body doubles, right. So you never know. It could still be.
Yeah, and what I worry about though, and I hope this isn't the case, is I worry that Fulcrum is just going to be like the Senator, where it's like all just kind of a long con.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
like
like-
Fulcrum's actually a bad guy. Oh, I saw...
I feel like they wouldn't pull that twice in a series, or at least twice so close together.
I saw some people speculating that I think what they were trying to say is, what if Fulcrum was Barriss Offee, and Barriss Offee was a Jedi Padawan in the Clone Wars. She was actually like best friends with Ahsoka, and
That would make sense if they were working together.
you know,
and we do have confirmation that we're going to get Ahsoka in season 2.
her master was Jedi Master Luminara Unduli. Remember her?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me adjust my collar uncomfortably.
So we saw her. Kinda.
But how great would it be then if her Padawan comes back and goes, revenge?
But here's the thing. And spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched the Clone Wars, but I feel like your time has passed.
Like me?
Barriss Offee was Padawan of Luminara. But towards the end of the Clone Wars series, I think it's season 5-ish, she kind of goes rogue and she starts doing bad stuff, and she even like bombs the Jedi Temple because she killed some clone troopers while she did it. And the whole idea was she was saying that the Jedi Temple was, the Jedis were actually turning bad, and that they were there was a lot of dark side in there, and she was trying to get the attention of the Republic on the Jedi temples. So she kind of had this kind of like rogue mentality. She was being bad, but she said it was for a good cause. But she threw Ahsoka under the bus, and Tarkin was in those episodes, and Tarkin he was trying to get Ahsoka thrown in jail, or murder, or executed. And Anakin actually had to figure all this out, and he basically brought Barriss Offee to the they were about to sentence Ahsoka to death, and Barriss Offee came running in, and Anakin's like, she did it, and saved her. But Ahsoka had already been kicked out of the Jedi Order at this point because they were like, we don't want anything to do with you. And Ahsoka never came back. That's the last time we see Ahsoka. She was like, no, you guys didn't trust me. You didn't believe me. You kicked me out. I'm gone.
So do we know what happened to this
So
other
we don't
person?
know what happened to Ahsoka, right? Because she's gone. We also don't know what happened to her. They took her away in handcuffs and brought her into the back. But who knows? Maybe they turned her into a Inquisitor. Maybe they had other Inquisitors, and
Or maybe she escaped, and in some, because the world is so different now, is maybe trying to
come back.
for.
So, we never know. There's a lot of random little characters that are in the background that could always pop up at any moment. That's all. I went off there on a little bit, but that's all we're trying to talk
obligated to
about.
say this because I usually do. Maybe she's dead.
Yeah, she could. They could have just brought her into the back room and killed her. Who knows? Tarkin probably would do that.
Yeah, and it could be that Fulcrum is an entirely new character. I would like to believe it's a familiar face, but we never know.
It's true. It's true. All right, so enough about Fulcrum. Let's continue on. Ezra wants to keep looking for Kanan, obviously, but Fulcrum told Hera, look, you got to give it up, because you got to keep Ezra safe. You got to keep you guys safe. Kanan would have wanted it this way, basically. His sacrifice. Yeah, got to do it. Blah blah blah. So Harris, she's saying this to the crew, but obviously the crew's not going to have this, especially Ezra. He's not going to let his master just go down without a fight.
And what's the big deal with keeping Ezra alive? Fulcrum made it very, very clear that we have to keep Ezra alive, that he's special in some way that isn't just he's our protagonist for the series.
I think it's because he's a young, very malleable Jedi. He could train to become very powerful.
They could still mold him.
Exactly. Kanan's kind of pushing it. He's getting older. He might not be able to
He's
learn.
also set in his ways.
Yeah, but Ezra's young. He's still very impressionable. And obviously he's very talented with the Force. He picks up quickly. So maybe that's it. We need him. I mean, maybe Fulcrum knows about Obi-Wan or Yoda or something. We don't know.
That's true. That's entirely possible. And just the idea that there is a young Jedi. I mean, that was kind of a big deal with Luke, too. It's, just the potential that comes with that. There's this glimmer of hope.
Right. So obviously Ezra's I knew when he runs off, you're obviously, okay, he's going to go do something on the side here. And I like it. The Chopper comes in, and Chopper's sad. Ezra has to hug him, and it's what? We see a sad Chopper.
I thought that was really sweet, the whole I miss him too.
I don't get to be the one to kill him.
Maybe that's
it. You just figured it out. He's just sad because he didn't get to kill him. Oh my god. This is sick, you guys.
All this time we were thinking character development, like Chopper's actually more well-rounded than we thought.
Nope.
No, he's just said that someone else crossed a name off his list.
Nobody kills Kanan but me.
But me. That's my job. Chopper is sick.
Hashtag homicidal Chopper.
Yeah.
I think somebody tweeted us earlier this week with like a hashtag WTF Chopper.
Yeah, I like that. So they form a little plan together, and then the next thing you know, like, Sabine's in on it. When did that happen?
Off screen.
Yeah, we keep seeing
We
a lot of
only
things
have
off
22
screen.
minutes.
But listen, hear me out. We keep seeing a lot of things happening off screen between Ezra and Sabine. And the first half of this series
I don't
was
think
them-
I like what you're implying.
It's a kid's show. They have to keep it off screen.
Well,
I mean,
this is what I'm implying.
he's 11. Is he 11? He's
No,
15.
he's like 14.
He's like 14.
He's
14,
too young.
15.
He's tiny.
Well, he's good. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that.
Stop. Full stop. Anyway, moving
I was
on.
going to say,
If there's anything actually important that will happen with them, it will happen on screen. I don't think we need every little conversation that they've had to establish that, yes, things are going on. Yes, they're becoming better friends. Because we didn't have to have every conversation he's had with Zeb either.
yeah, but we got a whole bonding episode with Zeb.
We had
That's 'cause they
because
hate
we
each other.
had to.
I want to see a bonding episode with Sabine.
I don't think we need it. Not at this point.
Fine. Well, yeah, obviously.
I would love to see another Hera and Sabine episode.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun episode.
So yeah, Dylan, sorry to sink your ship, but we don't need the airtime for it.
Maybe a Hezra episode.
Honest. What?
Remember, I accidentally shipped them one time.
No. That was really funny, actually.
Ew.
I didn't mean like that. Just as like a mother-son type relationship.
No, you don't give it a ship name unless it's an actual ship name.
Oh, okay. I don't know all the rules to that.
You're learning. Don't do that.
All right. So right after this, we get a little Kanan torture. Always
Oh,
fun.
geez.
To lighten the mood.
Sprinkled on top.
Just and they released a screen cap of it earlier before the episode aired, but like every time they cut back to these guys, I was waiting for it, and then sure enough, there was that that
There's the robot.
big old injection machine from the first one.
Yep.
Because that freaked me out when I was a kid watching the first
Interrogation
one.
droid.
If we ever wanted Chopper to kill a droid, it would be that one.
Ooh, I'd like to see Chopper fight an interrogation droid.
It just has a needle. It doesn't do self-defense. It just stabs
I
things.
would steer clear of that.
It also,
Needles are dangerous.
It also shocks.
To Chopper?
Well, Chopper could shock it back, I guess. And spin like crazy. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but those like float. You could just float away.
He can reach. He has jets.
Yeah, he's jets. He can fly. So, all right. So we see a
Are
little.
we having a robot battle
Yeah.
now?
Well, isn't that show coming back?
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be great.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So I think Callus was trying to torture him a little bit with the droid, but nothing was happening because he's a Jedi and he's trained to resist that kind of stuff. So obviously, calling the big guns, and the Inquisitor comes in and he does some force torture. But even that didn't work. Kanan's pretty strong. But as we know, he doesn't even know anything. Even
Yeah.
Hera said this a little bit earlier, like he doesn't know anything. Like,
She's the brains of the
Let's face it.
It's like, that's cute.
yeah.
Oh, you think Team Dad is holding the cards?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
But I do gotta say, even though it's hard to watch a character getting tortured and everything like that, I keep coming back to this. I'm just really impressed with the way they present the villains in this series, because I feel like at this kind of, if it was a different kind of show, I feel like Tarkin would be twirling a mustache right now and going, "Wahaha, we've captured you," and you don't get that.
Right.
You really feel the dread of this situation, but nobody has to gloat about it.
Right.
it's like, oh, this is actual serious business. 2 guys got beheaded last episode. This
Yeah.
could go badly.
It could. And by the way they're teasing it, it feels like someone's gonna die. Maybe not, but it kind of feels like they're setting it up for like something big to happen. It seems like.
Boy, I would be so amused if they killed the main character. Just
That would be
boom.
terrible.
Continue on with your series now.
Now, I gotta say, I don't think that they'll kill any of our main heroes.
Yeah.
But the way they're setting things up just tonally, it is all bets off.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't bank on everybody getting out of the series alive. I think season 1 we're okay.
I've been saying that from the beginning.
I know.
Well,
It's
obviously.
just they're all gonna die. Whatever.
You're a pessimist.
Not necessarily. I just don't believe in prequels. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Hey.
You can't believe
Hey.
in prequels when you're a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Anakin made it through all the prequels.
Okay, yeah.
So did Obi-Wan.
That's because they were actually in the movies. We
All
had
right,
this
all
crew
right,
of
all right.
people who never showed
Fair
up.
enough. I know.
And that's also what's bothering me about Ezra being so special. Is because we have someone else who's, super special and off in this corner and he's very important. It's like, well, obviously he has literally nothing to do with any of the events of the movies, so...
Well, you have to also keep in mind that even though it is a big galaxy, even though we focus on a certain set of characters in the original trilogy, there is a big galaxy out there, and they're not the only set of rebels.
Right.
There are A-Team, and obviously
Yeah.
the most important because of his relationship with Darth Vader and everything like that, but there are other people out there.
And there's a lot of stuff in the movies that happened that wasn't really explained fully. Like, where did Leia get the plans for the Death Star? That could have been some rebel crew. That could have been our rebel crew. We don't know. And they could have died off in the background and no one ever knew about it.
I finally got you to say it.
Well, they might die. I mean, obviously, there's a point where we get there that had they still been around, they would have been introduced, I think.
Yeah.
Like by Return of the Jedi, when they're all coming together to fight the Death Star for the second time.
Well, and again, with the fact that kind of a hard reset, not reset, but kind of a line with continuity has
Yeah.
been drawn, there is all sorts of potential for where these characters could pop up down the road.
Right. They could pop up. We could see them. But they also could just all die. So we'll see.
That's entirely possible. Womp womp.
So,
Anyway.
anyways, we keep going. Ezra's idea is to go to Vizago, which we all remember Vizago, right?
That guy.
That guy.
That guy.
He's actually really funny. I like him. He's kind of a funny mercenary, He's making jokes.
Can I say I was very happy with the deal making scene? Just dunk. No, I bow, then you bow, then we have a deal.
Yeah, that was
wonderful.
That was fun.
Cultural differences.
First he laughs at Ezra when he tells him that they're Jedi, and then he picks a box and scares him. And yeah,
It's like, I will drop this box on you. Swear to goodness, I'll do
Ezra
it.
basically says, "You help me, I'll give you an IOU for anything." That's a pretty big
and
IOU
that
for
And then
Vizago.
utterly
isn't-
fails at negotiations.
Yeah, that's bad. That's pretty big for Vizago. Who knows what he's going to make him do next. But, yeah, that was pretty funny. He bows and he touches his horn. And he's like, what are you doing?
I feel like it's one of those videos of a cat where
Yeah.
you just see it staring at something and then knocking it off a shelf or something like
And
that.
then Ezra goes, oh, right, sorry. And then he bows and he goes, quit it, stop, you're overdoing it. 'Cause he's like bowing all weird. And then he tells him about the droid carriers that bring up the information to the shuttle, to the main fleet or whatever. So they get it. Okay, now
They're
let's...
rocket-powered USB discs.
Right. This is how we get the information. We're going to have to paint Chopper like an Imperial droid and have him stand in place of another one.
So they kidnap one.
Yeah, so they kidnap
He's
a
so
droid.
cute.
And this is pretty good, too, because when they hop down to take out these troopers that are escorting the droid, I love this because Sabine hops down and she goes, behind you, and they're like we're going to fall for that. Zeb just smashes their heads in.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
That's pretty good.
Because if they look, then they'll be
Smash
staring
their head
at,
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be staring
Either
at
way,
Zeb as he's
And she'll shoot them.
Yeah, if they tried anything, she'd shoot them. But also at the same time, no matter what they did, they were getting their heads smashed
Yeah.
in.
Have you noticed that every stormtrooper is Steve Blum?
Pretty much.
Every single stormtrooper is just
All right, well,
like, okay.
that's
makes-
why
voice
Zeb,
modulators.
That's why Zeb doesn't like them.
It makes me wonder.
While we have you in studio, can we have you read for every stormtrooper ever?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
So where are they going now? Chopper goes up to the ship, right?
I love how nonchalant the stormtroopers are too. They're like, "Where's the escort?" Meh.
No, whatever. We don't have
It
time for this.
happens.
Let's just go. But
It was just Steve Blum.
before that, we had another Kanan like torture kind of scene where they were zapping him, and Tarkin talks about moving him to another location.
Well,
Location
Kanan's-
that never fails.
Well, and Kanan was doing the hallucination / force vision thing earlier when the Inquisitor was torturing him, going, "No, not right now, not whatever." Yes, tell me your secrets. I see you getting very frustrated.
Yeah.
Just like, oh,
It was funny,
That
and-
was beautiful, but it is gonna cost you.
Yeah, I like the Inquisitor's response. He goes, perhaps you can help me with that. And then, like, tortures him more. It's like, ouch. That was
Well,
good.
Good banter. Good,
Yeah.
good banter
Good
we
yeah,
have here.
good job. Way to be, everyone. Let's
So
let's take a
actually,
break
this
for tea.
scene was, like, this whole little sequence here was the coolest scene I've seen in a long time. Probably on any, like, sci-fi show. It reminds me of a scene from Battlestar Galactica. It was one of the coolest, like, aerial maneuver scenes that I had ever seen. But this one was really awesome. Chopper goes into the ship, and he's plugging in, and they think he's just a malfunctioning droid because he's, like, stealing the data. And, hey, you're not allowed to
Taking the
do that. He's like,
communications
and he
logs.
starts spinning his thing around on his head and sending the signal to Hera. And this was awesome. He opens, like, he makes his way through the ship for a second while she's blasting and causing a distraction. And he opens the door and he kills 4 stormtroopers, by the
He
way.
blows a
Jeez.
hatch out, and
Yeah.
it sucks 4 stormtroopers out into the void.
Yeah,
and then he
so-
flies out afterwards, like, wee.
Add that to Chopper's kill count.
Take a shot
What are
every
we
time
up
he
to?
murders someone, implicit or not.
Chopper has killed more people than anyone else in this series. He's killed more people than the Inquisitor.
That we've seen.
That,
Well,
we've,
that we've
seen.
seen.
We don't actually know the Inquisitor's head count, so to speak, but
Hey!
we know that it. But on screen deaths,
We
the
know that
Inquisitor has
people
only
do
killed
tend
2
to
people.
lose their heads when he shows up.
I didn't mean for this to happen. I apologize.
Oh, come on. I stuck my neck out for that one.
Boo. Anyway, moving on.
This is turning into the Austin Powers scene.
There's no way, not a good time to lose one's head.
He'll
etc.,
never be the
etc.
head of a major
That's
corporation.
not a way to get ahead in life. Yes, that scene.
I do like
Heading
that
away
scene.
from that.
So, anyways, Chopper's a crazy maniac, and he just kills at no mercy.
It was a really cool, just
It was cool.
choreographed
They
scene,
all
just the way
fly
he's
out.
spinning as the ship is spinning.
That's what I'm
too.
talking about. She goes, "All right, Chopper now," and he shoots off like a, with his rocket, like a jet, and he's spinning. And she comes and she has to spin to match his
It's
spin.
like Interstellar.
It was like Interstellar. It was like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was a synchronized space spin. It was awesome.
It was, they've done this before, and they have done it often.
It was badass. I'll say it. It was badass.
But also practiced.
Yeah, well, maybe. Or
I'm not
maybe
saying that. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that obviously they've been working together for quite a while, and they have perfected this.
You don't know. That could have been the first time. It could have
I-
just been hardcore.
It would. It wouldn't surprise me either way.
Yeah, I mean, Hera's an awesome pilot, and Chopper is a droid, so he knows how to sync things up and spin just right, shoot his rocket in the right trajectory. So, who knows?
But yeah, this feels like the kind of space epic that
Yeah.
we should be
Yeah,
getting from
and then,
Star
like,
Wars.
right when he gets in, he grabs on, and she dives into the atmosphere, and that's the part that reminded me of this one scene from Battlestar Galactica. If anyone ever watched it, you know what I'm talking about. It's when they had to jump into the atmosphere and fall and let all the ships out so that they could avoid the Cylon ships orbiting the planet. And they jumped into the atmosphere of the planet, so they were just falling straight down. And all the Vipers were taking off the ship. And then as soon as they all got off, right before they were about to hit the ground, they jumped back out into some random place. Oh, it was awesome.
So, like ODSTs without the impact.
It's different because it was all ships. You'd have to watch it to see. I'll find a clip and send it to you. It's really good. Anyways, so now they're back on the ship. Oh, in the meantime, by the way, we forgot to discuss this. The little Imperial droid that they kidnapped.
I loved it.
He was such a nice little droid. He was like scared, but he was helpful. They were like, Sabine was like, "Don't worry, little guy. We're not gonna hurt you." And I'm like, "Why are you talking to an Imperial droid like that? Like, why didn't they just like bash him over the head and whatever?" But
Like they didn't need to keep him. They
Yeah.
could have just destroyed it.
right. But Sabine was nice to him, and then Zeb was kind of was scary. But then he helped Zeb, and he's like, "Oh, hey, that was
I
nice.
like
Oh."
this guy. I like him more
We
than
should keep him.
actual
And then Chopper goes,
So,
nope.
So when Chopper gets back on board and he sees this little droid, they talk to each other. I don't know what they said, But then Zeb was like, we should keep this little guy. And Sabine's like, yeah, we should. And they start to close the door, and Chopper just freaks out and tries to commit robocide. Yeah, and pushes him just straight down out of the ship. Like, he just tries to murder him because Chopper's a psychopath.
I do love just the moment that came immediately after, just the expressions on Zeb and Ezra's face, and then just like, we should have anticipated that.
They both made this like, and they even tried to grab, like, to save him, and then like after like watching him fall, both of their faces just sank back down, and they went, well, I should have seen that coming. Yeah.
I don't know why we were expecting anything different.
One, it's like Garfield and Nermal. Two, they either should have kept that droid or completely destroyed it, because we see it survive the fall, and it knows what they look like, and it knows the interior of their ship.
They all know what they look like anyways, and they all know what the outside of their ship is, so I bet they
interior.
Yeah, but it's a specific class of a ship, so they could just probably like look it up in a...
The droid still knows too much.
I still feel
he doesn't know much. He didn't
I feel like this is Chekhov's droid.
Nah, he didn't get in the system. You know, he never plugged in, so he doesn't know details.
That's true, but at the same time, I feel like if there was a point to showing him alive, maybe that was just for the benefit of the kids. Like, we killed 2 people last episode. Don't worry, we didn't kill the cute little droid. But I feel like just from a story structure point, it would, like, if there was a point in showing the droid survive, I feel like that's going to come up later.
It's Chekhov's droid.
He landed next to 2 loth cats, and those things like to tear droids apart. So.
But if they were going to, they would have shown that and cut away from it. But the implication is that the droid is fine, and again, you don't show that
I'll say it
unless
right now,
it's
we're
going to
never
come
seeing
back.
that droid again. Do not fear.
Series finale. That droid comes back for revenge.
Hey, I'll take that bet.
Okay.
You're buying me dinner if that droid shows up.
Dinner, wow, that's a big bet. I don't know.
How about a drink?
Okay.
Okay. Buying me drinks if the droid shows
Buy her
up.
water.
One bottle
Actual
of water.
alcohol involved.
Jeez. This is getting pricey. I think that's more expensive than dinner.
Well, what's your idea of dinner? McDonald's?
Yeah, probably. I'll take you to Taco Bell.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Well,
to
you
me.
got her intrigued, but no.
Anyway, back to the
actual
show.
drinks.
Yes, let's go back to this. So we're continuing down the line here.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Are you a man of your word?
Fine. We're not going to see that stupid droid.
We are totally going to see that stupid droid.
All right.
It's a gentleman's agreement. Megan, you're our bet commissioner.
Moving on.
Kanan's going to Mustafar, guys. He's going to the Mustafar system.
To meet the Mustafar Barians?
No.
To die.
That's what we find out. That's what the information Chopper Steele says, that they're moving the ship to the Mustafar system. And that's where earlier Tarkin said, we're going to move him to another location that never fails, the Mustafar system. And she asked Harris, I never heard of the Mustafar system. What's it say? And Harris says, oh, well, I've only heard of it once from Kanan. It's where Jedi go to die.
I would love to know the context of that conversation.
Yeah.
How did that come up?
And
Was that something mentioned in the book by any chance?
no. And also, I'm confused by this because what Jedi have gone to die there? Unless that's a new place that the Inquisitor and them take people that we don't know
My
about.
guess is that it's either an ancient place where, like,
No.
old Jedi go to just
Well,
live their retirement
you know where it's
years.
at.
What,
right?
it's
You know
like
what
an
Mustafar
elephant
is.
graveyard for Jedi?
No. Mustafar is the planet that Obi-Wan and Anakin fight on in Episode 3. The lava planet with the Techno-Droid Union or whatever, and he goes with the...
So it's the name of the planet and the star system?
It's the system, and there's a planet in the system. Yeah, the system's named after the planet.
It's like New York, New York.
Like
See, my first thought was Vegeta and Vegeta, but I suppose yours makes a little more sense.
I'm pretty sure Alderaan is in the Alderaan system, too. So it's not an uncommon
Because that
thing.
is not at all confusing.
Well, you
But
know...
we ran out of
if
names.
you only have one major planet in a system, why not name it after that planet?
There you go. And
Our major
so-
planet is a hellish
But-
landscape of death.
But
Yes.
the other option is that this is a place that the Empire has essentially made an execution ground.
And it could be. The thing is, we've never seen a Jedi die there. We saw Anakin get all of his limbs chopped off and burned in
lit
lava,
on
but
fire.
Well-
not technically die.
And there's also the phrasing of that, because we got it's where Jedi go to die. We didn't get that's a prison system. We didn't get that's where the Empire
Takes
that's their
people.
executioning ground. We get it's where Jedi go to die.
Yeah, and it's weird because all the Jedi we've seen die have died all over the galaxy.
Not necessarily voluntarily.
Well, no, I'm saying it's not an elephant graveyard type of thing. It's this is where people kill Jedi, but I'm saying Jedi have gotten killed all over the galaxy. It doesn't matter where they're at.
So what is so special about this place that it's marked specifically as the place Jedi
Right.
go to
So
die?
all I can think of
Lava.
is ever since after the Clone Wars, they've been rounding up Jedi and they take them there and torture them and then kill them. I don't know why they don't just do that on their ships. Maybe Darth Vader has a crazy thing for it because that's where he turned into Darth Vader, basically.
Or
Might-
it could be where they dispose of the bodies.
It might.
I mean, there's lava.
Yeah.
You just throw them in.
Sure.
I mean, you have all of space. Just dump a body.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be that the idea is to keep them around and then get as much information out of them as possible. And then when you're like, okay, I don't need you anymore, you just toss them.
and it's like super Empire controlled space out there, so maybe that's like the safest place they can bring a Jedi to make sure they don't ever. It's kind of like the Alcatraz of Jedi prisons.
It might just be-
You're not getting out.
Except instead of water, it's in lava.
Exactly.
It might just be a shock and awe thing too. It's obviously a terrible place, but something meant more to inspire fear in their enemies than it is to actually function as an execution ground.
They hang them outside on a pole, melting into lava.
Look at this
Ugh.
beautiful landscape. You're going to die here.
Every time you don't answer one of our questions, we're going to put one of your toes in lava.
That way. Well, and that way, if you are interrogating a Jedi, it's answer our questions or we'll send you there.
To Mustafar.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it because I wasn't
To
sure if
meet
I'd
the
be able to
Mustafar
say it.
Well, anyway, so that's Mustafar. So I guess we're going to go to Mustafar next time. And now let's talk about the teaser and some other things.
Ooh,
so we got our
prediction time.
spoiler alert / prediction time.
Woo. Prediction time.
And now,
the light show.
Your AfterBuzz
I adore
TV
it's coming from the floor.
predictions.
Yeah. That's what the new floor is for.
I know. I'm so happy.
So I showed Katie the teaser right before we came in. You sent it out today. I watched it.
Isn't it great?
Woo!
Hello.
Oh, yeah. I am excited.
Got everything. Flying spaceships and lightsaber fights.
Epic indoor, space system battles like we've seen in episode 1. It looked like Duel of the Fates.
People falling off of high things.
Yeah, it looked
Well,
like
that happens all the time.
it looked like when they were fighting Darth Maul.
Yeah.
It looked like
a
that
lot
scene.
like that.
I mean, you got a mean, evil-looking, sharp-toothed
even
guy
got a
with a
double-edged
double-bladed lightsaber.
Why do
You-
so many of these ships have high places to
You
fall
have
off
you
of?
have a master and an apprentice,
And one of them takes a dive.
just like Obi-Wan did. Obi-Wan fell off the side and had to climb back up, and then got left behind for a little bit.
yeah, this is starting to sound a little too familiar.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Yep. Parallelism.
Ah, yes. So we see that there's going to be an epic fight between the Inquisitor, Kanan, and Ezra, which is awesome. We see some TIE fighter battles. Someone was breaking
Painted
down
TIE fighter.
Did you
it's
see
a
that?
tie-dyed fighter.
the stolen TIE fighter from long ago. It's coming back. And it's painted.
Yay! Check
And
off-
you're surprised that I think the droid is going to come back?
Well, listen, TIE fighter's a big deal.
Well, it's a little bit different just having a droid out in the middle of nowhere than
Oh,
to
no, I
have them
know.
go, oh yeah, we totally got rid of that shifty eye, shifty eye, shifty
Yeah,
eye.
exactly.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just making a point.
So it's totally painted.
It's tie-dyed. It is a tie-dyed
it's Sabine.
fighter. I'm
Obviously,
so happy.
Sabine got a hold
It's
of
been
that.
Oh,
Sabine.
yeah.
It's
And
a
they're,
verb now.
they were flying that around. So we get a cool painted TIE fighter. We get a master and apprentice Jedi Sith fight.
And we get
And-
just talking about one screenshot in particular at the very
Well,
end.
it was like cue the Imperial March.
Because, oh my gosh, guys, Vader in the next
bum.
episode.
Yes, Vader's back again.
Yay!
Seems like this time
we
he
haven't,
might.
We haven't. Oh, go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, seems like this time he might say a little more than last time.
Yeah,
but who
because
knows?
the only other time he's been in this series wasn't actually even in the premiere. It was when they re-aired the premiere on ABC.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like an extended scene with him and the Inquisitor. It was very brief, but
Yeah.
I mean, it got the point across.
So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Can we talk about the screen cap you showed me?
Which one? Oh,
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, okay. Someone was breaking down the teaser and they were taking screenshots, and it looks like when Ezra falls off, Kanan takes his lightsaber, and Kanan's fighting with 2 lightsabers
Cool.
versus the Inquisitor with his double bladed. And
then
there's a cool shot where it looks like Kanan's like doing a jab, like a double thrust, and it looked like he hits right in the middle of the Inquisitor's crazy spinny lightsaber. And the very next frame, it must have only been 1 frame because I know they probably didn't want to give this away. And I did say spoiler alert. His blade just gets broken in half. So
and he's got this
like look on his face like, oh crap.
You
what
just
am I
broke
gonna
my
do?
toy.
Yeah. Well, also like that might just totally disable his lightsaber.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one side still works. Usually that's the
Is
case.
it bad that I really want Kanan to, while using both lightsabers, to like if he gets stuck at one point, just use the gun
And-
part
and
of the
exactly.
lightsaber?
No,
I'm sure
want
he
it.
will at
We
some
need
point.
to see that. I mean, we haven't got to see the gun go off in a lightsaber situation. Like we've seen it shoot, and then we've seen it lightsaber. We haven't seen it lightsaber shoot.
Gun sword.
The staple gun of doom.
So next episode, by the way, is called "Fire Across the Galaxy."
That's a pretty
That's pretty good.
a pretty cool title.
Also,
for
kind of a reference to Mustafar.
Also the season finale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Short.
I'm so
Oh yeah, it
sad.
is season finale,
Super
guys. So
short.
next week, be sure to tune in. I don't think it's airing early like most episodes do. I think they said that it should just be next week, next Monday night.
I hope so.
Because usually they've been releasing them early, and sometimes I know you guys online are like, "Oh, have you seen it yet?" But we try to wait every week till Monday when it comes out because we want to make sure we're on with everyone who has to watch it on TV.
I completely forgot to get this out of my purse. We're also doing a giveaway
Oh,
because someone managed to get a hold
Good job.
of several of the challenge coins from Star Wars Celebration 4 a few years back. So, we're going to give one of those away to one of you wonderful viewers, and what you need to do to win, follow each of us on Twitter and comment on the YouTube video, this YouTube video, telling us why you like the after show.
okay, I like that. Fair enough, huh? And then what are you gonna send them? You send them
I'm going to send them the
little-
challenge coin.
the challenge coin.
Yeah.
Nice. You get a little Celebration 4 challenge coin that happened in 2007. That
Vintage.
that was the last time that Celebration was in Los Angeles, and it will be back in April
In Anaheim.
in Anaheim. And I just saw today that Mark Hamill's going to be there.
Are we
Yeah.
surprised?
Well, no, but
No.
I mean, it's good to know, just to
Yeah.
make sure.
And again,
Because now we have Luke and Leia going to be there.
with the movie coming out in
Yeah.
December, it's,
Well, they also said they're going to release a new teaser there. So we're going to get to see a
Yeah.
new teaser. I'm going to see, and all 3 of us are going.
and
so
the Rebels cast will be there.
the Rebels cast will be there. So we're going to try and talk to anyone we can, find out anyone we can, and we'll probably we'll be posting stuff on our Twitter. I don't know if we'll be able to do something with AfterBuzz because our show will be on hiatus at the time.
We still cover it for press.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll
Yeah.
be good.
We'll be good. We can still We will be posting stuff.
We'll be,
That's why you got to
yeah,
follow us.
We'll be
'cause-
running around with our camera and our little
Yeah.
buzz mics.
Right. I got my own too, so I'm gonna be running around. You guys are running around. Well, we're gonna cover every square inch of that
We'll
place.
do
are.
everything we can. It's as far as I know, it's a very small group of us going, so we might not be able to cover everything, but we will do our best to
And
cover
it is,
everything
and
for
it
you
is
guys.
4 days. So I mean, we all have jobs too, so we kind of have to, we kind
And
of have to
that's
try
like
this out.
3 days after I get back from Japan. So
Woo! It's a busy week.
it's a
Yeah.
great week.
So, anyways, follow us. We're gonna try and make sure we get everything. You can also, if you know of something that's happening that you want to see or you want us to try and get a picture of or maybe get a video of or something like that, let us know because, I mean, we'll be there. We'll know what to look for.
We will attempt to do the thing.
Ooh.
No guarantees.
Also, one more thing. Another little little rumor I read this week is, did you guys see Kingsman?
No.
Okay. Well, anyone who saw Kingsman. Taron, is that how you pronounce his name, Marissa? Taron Egerton? I don't know how to say it right. Is that it? Okay. Yeah, Taron Egerton. He is rumored to maybe be the young Han Solo in the Han Solo spinoff.
Interesting, because I know Disney's already got a Han Solo voice that's really good.
Voice.
Oh, that's right. Herp derp. I was thinking of something else.
Gotta have the full package.
Which I love the picture that you tweeted out over the weekend. Like, of Callus at the Oscars.
Oh yeah, see, I'm tying it all together. I'm bringing the Oscars and Rebels all together. That's why you guys gotta follow us. I'm always tweeting fun stuff. They're tweeting fun stuff. Just follow us. Tell them where to follow you guys.
You can follow me again on Twitter at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I am also on the Arrow After Show.
And all right, guys, one more time. I'm Dillon Chance. You can follow me on Twitter at Dillon Chance. And we will be back next week for the season finale, Fire Across the Galaxy. But until then, may the Force be with you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.